All right, cool. Okay, so we got David from Random Design Agency. We have David Vo from Random Design Agency. We have Sydney Jacobson, a network marketing leader. And today we're going to learn how to use Mailchimp, how to upload contacts, and how to send out an email campaign. So David, you're there, right?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started. I guess, David, if you could just kind of maybe explain Mailchimp. And I'm going to mute my line when I'm not speaking, by the way. But if you can explain it, how maybe someone can get started with a Mailchimp, and then maybe just go into how someone would use Mailchimp and upload maybe their contacts, where they would export contacts from. Like I know Sydney has exported her customer contacts from PayPal and also from Square. I'm not sure.
Square.
Okay, PayPal and Square. And then also like what's important is from PayPal, Square, what's important, where else they can upload them from. They can, if they're network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, they can upload it from their back offices sometimes, like let them know what type of file they can export and all those things. So, all right, David, so just take it away, brother. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, Mailchimp essentially is a newsletter delivery platform. So it's, in my opinion, the best I've been it since they came out years ago. And I've not anybody else, so this is definitely, in my opinion, the best one. I use it for all of my businesses, and see, Calvin, you use it as well. So yeah, essentially, it's a newsletter sending platform. The way that you would normally export a list would be from your email inbox, your back office, in this case, Square or PayPal. You need a CSV file. And a CSV file is just that column file that you see where you have a first name, last name, email, and then phone address, whatever you want. That's normally what you would use to upload into any newsletter database platform.
Okay,
so
CSV file.
Correct, yes. And all that's going to do is just categorize first name, last name, email, phone number, address, any information that you may have. All that's going to do is just categorize that. And rather than inputting things manually, because say that you had a CSV file or an email list of 5,000 people, you're not going to sit on Mailchimp and upload each one of those people individually. A CSV file is going to allow you to do it in bulk, in one go. And it doesn't take long at all. After you have that CSV file, you'll upload from here. What I'll show you how to do that in a second. So a quick kind of guide here of how we're going to go through this. Sydney, really quick, have you created your Mailchimp account?
I have not.
Okay, so create this section here. It's kind of already filled in, but Mailchimp is a free platform. So you can see right here how it says upgrade now. That's for if you have over 1,000 people in your contact list and sending out way more emails. So for the most part, it's free. And you can send up to 10,000 emails or newsletters per month with the free. So most times when you're building your newsletter list, it's going to take a while for you to hit 2,000 people and 2,000 real people. So you need to make sure that they're correct and consistently wash your, is what we call it. You get rid of the fake ones or opt out, and then you use 2,000 actual email accounts. So with creating a Mailchimp account, I don't have that step here, but it's really as easy as 1, 2, 3. You go to Mailchimp.com, sign up. All you're going to do is put your email in, first and last name, your account updated. So that's as easy as it is. And then what will happen after that is it'll take you through these steps right here. Setting up your account, it'll say that the email that you have to do that, the one that you're signing up with, and then you've added contacts, and it'll do all of this. So steps 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then the fourth obviously is creating your first campaign. So does that all make sense? Just go to Mailchimp.com, follow 1 through 3, and just sign up for your account.
And if you have questions, Sydney, go ahead and fire away, okay?
The only one I wanted to double check on, did you say it's free up until 2,000 people?
Correct. 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And you'll find, as I go through this, you'll find that there's certain things you have for paying for Mailchimp, like certain features that you have on the free one. One of them being meaning like with any of the things that I do with Calvin or for myself, all of those are normally scheduled. So I could design an email right now and then have it ready to go for next month, the next month after that, holidays, all that stuff, you won't have that available account. And that's actually like the biggest difference is scheduling.
Okay.
Okay,
So
How much is the not non or the the VIP not when it's not free? How much does it cost?
So it's based on the amount of subscribers that you have. So on one of my Mailchimp accounts, I have 15,000 subscribers, and that normally costs like $70 or so per month. But you get all the bells and whistles with the pre-runs. So it's based on the amount of subscribers you have.
Okay, so it's based on the amount of subscribers. You'll have certain features that the free one doesn't have, like the fact that you can schedule emails to be sent out on a certain day and time, which you don't get with the free account. But if you start paying for different tiers or different levels of Mailchimp, you can get some of those bells and whistles, like you said.
Correct. Yes, and you don't have to surpass 2,000 subscribers on your Chimp account in order for you to pay, meaning paying all of those features, the schedule, contact list form. You could still afford if you want all the bells and whistles.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the first thing. So the second thing would be importing your list. So what I'm going to do right here, if you can see my screen, I'm going to go to audience. And then I'm going to go to import contacts. Right here, you'll see the different options that you have. CSV is the only way that I recommend. You can do these other ones like us or any of the other ones, but you're going to be just copying and pasting the file. CSV is the easiest way. It's at the top because you could do it in a batch and just get your CSV file and then make sure you should update anything that's in there that's incorrect, and then you can upload. So when I do this, I have CSV selected right here. You continue, and then you browse for your computer, and then you find that CSV file, upload it, and it'll, depending on how many you have, if you have like 1,200 or whatever, that's only going to take like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're done. I don't so you can kind of get the gist. You browse your computer, select the file, then upload, and then those people are now imported into your Mailchimp.
I have like 900 on my Square.
Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't take long at all. And you're well
Okay.
under the 2,000 mark, so your account still would be free. So
Okay.
okay, so that's how you upload. Again, I'll show you that section one more time. It's right here on the top main menu there. Click on that. Then you're going to click down on this right-hand side right here where it says Manage. Then you're going to do Import Contacts. Then you're going to select the CSV section, continue, and then it's going to have you find the file, then upload. Easy enough?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the next section would be creating your audience. So now that you've imported your CSV file, all your contacts, then this would be your contact right here. So again, click on audience. Your kind of overview of what your audience looks like, how many subscribers you have. But the way that this works is lists. So we're going to go right here again. You've uploaded those contacts. Then you're going to go to view audiences. And this is going to be your actual list of contacts. So say that you had, let's just say for lack of a better word, you had buyers and then you had sellers. Say that this was a real estate market, buyers and sellers, right? So this you could title buyers, and that would be everyone that's interested in buying. Then you have another list that you create, and that would be all people that are interested in selling, right? So
you can
the
even,
way that you do
in network marketing, you can obviously put on their customers, and then you can put on their distributors or merchandisers or affiliates.
Perfect. Yes. For the free account, this is again another kind of difference between free and paid. With the free account, you get one list. So this right now that I'm on the free account, this is my only list. So the way that you could get around is by adding tags. So if I go into my contacts right here, you'll see Calvin's email. You'll see there's a tag under Calvin's name right here. So the way that you do that is you go right here to this plus sign on Calvin's profile, and you can see I already have a tag on him right here. It says tag. So let me get another tag really quick. Calvin, what was the categories that you just said?
Say distributor.
Okay, distributor. Type that in there, then click that. Calvin is tagged distributor. Now that list is going to work there where you saw contacts. Now everyone is going to be divvied up. make sure you guys do this because this is really important because you need to know who you're sending to and what type of content you need to be sending them. Because some content that is geared towards, say, a distributor shouldn't be geared towards a new person, you know, like somebody that's brand new in the business. You may want different content for them, right? So this is why it's extremely important. We call it washing your lists, meaning know the people that you're sending things to. So if you have a category of people that are all interested, but they haven't signed up, maybe different content that you would a person that's already knows the business, right? So you need to wash your list consistently and update this. What's cool about Mailchimp is that this is almost like your CRM in a way, like a way to keep data on the people that you're in connection with, the people that is in this. So you could see, you could stick Calvin's birthday in here and have an automated email sent whenever it's somebody's birthday, wishing them happy birthday. Right? So there's things that you could do like that to fill out someone's profile. Another awesome that's on the paid plan is the social aspect. What Mailchimp will do on the paid plan is once you have a person in here, like I have Calvin in here, it'll pull their socials if it's, so then you have data on here's their Facebook profile, here's their Twitter profile, and here's their Instagram profile. So there's all of these things that you could be building on a person's profile. This needs to be looked at like all the time as you would look at your analytics on Instagram. You know, if you're selling, if you're spending money on advertising on Facebook, analytics are everything. In the same way, this is keeping analytics your business on each person that comes into your business, each person that's interested, all of that. So categories, that's how you would categorize that with just being on the free plan. You would add tags.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Could you add in potential prospects to their profile? Could you, like at certain points throughout my 3 years of doing this, I have heard from certain people like that looks interesting, or they may have expressed interest at one point in joining, you know, and I don't have like a reigning list anywhere of those people. So like, you know, it would be nice to have those like little flags on there if at some point like we had a promo or, you know, whatever.
Yep. Well, she would tag
yes,
prospect,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, so for prospects, that would be considered a category of people. So the only thing that you would do there is you prospect on here as a tag, right? And what's nice about this as well, on this person's profile, on Calvin's profile, I could say watched instantly ageless video. Put that on there that they watched the video and that they were interested in that, right? Then you would add that note. Then that would be, so they wouldn't see that. So when you pull up someone's profile, you have the metadata on them now. You know that they're a prospect, right? And then you know that you sent them the instant video, they watched it, which you would get information on that anyway of who clicked what videos or links within your email. I'll show you that later. Yes, you would tag them as a prospect and then do an interaction that you had with them. I sent them the video and they were really interested in instantly ageless product, right? So that would tell me, hey, when I do my instantly ageless campaigns, send that out, make sure that this person is on that list, right? So you put another tag in there with just products. So now we know that they're a prospect. This person is interested in instantly ageless, the product, right? So I could put that in there as well. Forgive my typing really fast and instantly ageless. So then I could put that in there, right? Instantly ageless. So now I have all the people that are interested in instantly ageless, right? Out of 900 people, that may be 300 people. It only send them any content that has to do with instantly ageless or instantly ageless is included in, right? So that would be a way to identify prospects versus people who are already signed up in your business. But again, it's up to you to manage and maintain and wash your list constantly. And it's a good thing to know the data on your business. You should always check your business.
So are we tagging, like you said, this is a quick like way around the free accounts because you can only have one list basically, but if you tag them, you can target that one list based on their tags?
Correct. So when I create the email, I'll show this to you as well now that I have that in there, that Calvin Becerra is a prospect and he's interested in instantly ageless. When I send an email, I could say, hey, send to this list, please send to the people who are tagged with prospect instantly ageless.
Cool.
Right?
That's awesome.
Does that make sense for you, Sydney? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's what a profile looks like on here. And again, you could add information in there if you want, their address. If you want to send them something on their birthday or whatever, you could add their phone number, birthday, any other information that you want, you could have it in there. So that's what creating an audience looks like. So I'm going to go back there really quick one more time. So again, it's view audiences. And for free accounts, you're only going to have one. With paid accounts, I could have different lists of people. Rather than using tags, I could just say, hey, this is my prospects list, create another list. This is my people that are interested or that I met at a conference or whatever. You could have another list for that. And an easy way to do it, don't always want to do the CSV file because that's really only done like once or twice if you have big batches of emails. On this list right here, you can see this little plus sign. I could just add someone gave you their email and you just want to enter their information in really quick. You could just click that plus sign right there and this will pop up, add their email, first and last name, phone number if you have, you don't need to, their birthday, and then again, add that tag on there. What are they? Are they a distributor? Are they product, that product? So I would do distributor. And then you always have to do this. The legality of newsletters, you have to make sure that gave you permission to do that. Normally that's okay if someone gives you their email over the phone, whatever, that's fine. But you do have to click this, that they gave you permission to add them to your email list. That's the only thing you have to click. Then you click subscribe. Then you have a new subscriber to your email list.
So I have a question then. If I have not like gotten permission from these people that shopped with me on Square for the last 2.5, 3 years, to add them to my newsletter, then I cannot send them an email, correct?
It depends on what your policy is on your Square store. When somebody signs up for an account or when they purchase from you, normally you have to provide their email address. So in ways they did provide you an email address willingly, and that's kind of standard. Anybody that shops on our e-commerce store, they provide their email, they're automatically added to the list and it's in our policy that says that. I would tell you that it sounds like it's okay because they willingly gave it to your store, but you can use that for marketing purposes.
And then also on the emails she's sending out, they always have the opportunity to scroll to the bottom, just like everything else. We get 1 million emails a day.
And then subscribe.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. With Mail, you have that option. You can change your preferences to the emails that you're getting, the frequency of them, or just opt out.
Exactly. So it's always like that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
And that really is only the biggest concern that you should have with sending newsletters. Do you have an unsubscribe button at the footer of your email? That's it. Everything else after that really matter,
And you do.
Okay.
You do.
Yes. Okay. So that's how you import your contacts and then create an audience. Do you have any other questions, Sydney, on that?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so now let's get to the good part, which is creating your first campaign, right? So the campaign, now that you have your accounts created, you'll jump over to campaigns right here in your main menu section. What I did was I created a simple test for right now. And I'll kind of build it with you guys so everyone can see. So here's my test template right here. I'm gonna click on that. Now this is what your email send looks like, metadata here. So I'm gonna jump down through all this stuff through, I think 3 or 4 steps right here. So right here is your title of your email campaign. So let's just say that this is prospects email. Specifically for prospects. Now, your to section is right here. Who am I going to send this to? I want to send this to my list here, which is what you guys saw earlier, RDA contacts, right? I want to send to all subscribers in audience. Now, here's where we get the tag. We can do this right here just to a specific amount of people. You may have emails that are geared towards everybody. Then you would just do all subscribers in audience. Now, if I'm just saying I want to make this towards prospects, then I'm going to use my prospect tag. Just tag Calvin's contact as a prospect. So that, and personal meaning, hey, Calvin, it would put him in there. And that's why it's extremely important to put friend last name so you know who's who. Because you may have 3,000 Bobs in your contact list and you need to decipher who's who, right? So always do this, personalize to field, and it'll say hi Calvin in the email and it'll personalize it. That's also a really good rule of thumb to not make your emails bounce. You'll see that sometimes going with sending your campaigns, that some of your emails are going to, there's reasons of why an email would bounce on a send. Big reason being is that there's no customization within that email stating the person's name. So have you ever gotten campaigns or newsletters from companies and it has your first name in there?
Yep.
That's them protecting themselves so that the email doesn't bounce. So this is a great way to combat against that, is just make sure to click that field.
Okay, so sometimes email services will bounce it back because they think it's spam or it's high risk because it's not personalized. So when they see that it's personalized or these filter systems, it helps it from bouncing back, right?
Correct. That's one of the reasons. And then the biggest reason of why an email would bounce when you're using Mailchimp, and it'll tell you how many emails bounced. The biggest reason is because they give you a fake email and it's not real. That's the biggest reason. But you do whatever you can to not have emails bounce because you want this content out to your people. So that's a good way to combat against that. So from here, this would be your name right here and then your email address. So they know who it's coming from. Then your subject. Right here, what's really nice about email is that they're going to give you tips. If you enter something in here that's like really, really long, it's going to mark it and say, hey, you need to put up a little bit, or use less capitalization, right? A good one with any subject line in any newsletter, keep it sweet, use an emoji. Those are the two biggest things. So right here,
Okay, so
we have Mailchimp has their own emojis.
You said keep it short and sweet. Use an emoji. Sometimes I'm repeating because it's cutting in and out sometimes with your internet, but so keep it short and sweet. Use an emoji.
Yeah. So on this, the first thing that I always do when I subject line is put an emoji in front of it. A lot of people think that, okay, if it's hard, I'm going to put a pumpkin or whatever. Don't do stuff like that. Just be consistent something. Normally, I'll use like a big red or dot, depending on whatever the branding is for the company or for who I'm sending for. So right here, this, you have to remember, most of the email opens that are going to happen are going to be done on mobile. They're not going to be done on a desktop or a computer. They're going to be done on mobile. This red dot right here is going to stand out a lot because a lot of emails that are coming through to your email, just take a look at your phone right now. You'll see that really see emojis in there, right? So if you have this red dot and you're the only one standing out, they're going to click on that, right? So this would be a test email for prospects. So in your title, again, keep it short and sweet. Don't use all capitalizations in your email subject line. Keep it very direct what it is they're opening. Don't make it long at all. Have a preview text, which is right here. That preview is going to show up under the title line. So your preview text could be info on new product, with an exclamation point. Again, sorry for my spelling. I'm typing fast. Okay, so that would be a good subject line, right? That piques your interest. What product is it? I want to know. I'm going to click on it, right? Preview text would be here, open to find out. That would just be a preview text, that goes right under it. So then you can see right here, all of my check marks are green. Every that is suggesting use emojis, space is limited. It'll tell you that's impressive to make you feel good, which is good. So then we click save. Now the content part is here. This you're going to design. Again, Mailchimp is a lot of people use Mailchimp to design their emails, even if they're using a different email to send their newsletters through. So Mailchimp is great. So right here, you can get the layout. Whenever you create a email template design, they're always going to fill in things for you so that you can just edit it, delete it, add to whatever you want to do. So right here is your email header. I always suggest when you have newsletters, create an email design of some sort that has a header that's consistent. Everyone knows that's involved with Calvin's 90-day run. That email header is always the same. It's the 90-day run, so you know what it is when you're opening the email. So what I'm going to do here on this right-hand side, this is all your data, like everything that you're going to be using: text, images, social follow, sharing, videos, all that. So right here, what I'm going to do is, this is already here, an image. I'm going to browse my content in here, and I'm just going to use the 90-day run information just for time's sake. I'm going to insert that, right? So you can see right here, it's all white. You can't even see the logo. So what you're going to do is click this style section right here, And this is going to be the style for the overall email. What color do you want your text? What size do you want it to be? What background color do you want? What border color do you want? All that stuff, right? Now, don't get too into this part, because you could spend time in the wrong areas. The main part that you should be spending your most time in is the context and content of the email, making sure that it's direct, it's forwarded, and it's good content, right? So I'm just going to show you how to do a simple layout. And what's not, after I'm done with this, we're just replicate this for every other email that we send, so you don't have to do this every time after that. Okay, so I'm just going to make this background black really quick. Do the pre-header, make this black so you could see this logo. Make that black. Cool. Now we can see the logo. So that's a design that I would want. I would keep design here. Now, what you need to do whenever you add image is always link it to something, because people may incorrectly click on something, or they may click on it thinking that it's something and it goes nowhere. Every image that's in your newsletter, make it click over to something. So you would do that just by clicking link right here. I just clicked on this image, then I clicked link, and you can make this go to your storefront, your social feed, whatever you want it to go to. You could add your URL right there.
Cool.
Then,
so that's if they open the email and they just happen to click on that picture there. It'll go straight to my 90dayrun.com website, or it can go to Sydney's boutique or her store or her replicated website or something.
correct. Absolutely. So then the context of the email is right here. So I'm going to leave this text here. Normally, you have just your title here where it says it's time to design your email. Keep the title in there. So you saw the subject of my email was new product launching. Then in this section right here, you just put a title. Here it is, something like that. That's just like a title, and then right here would be the context of your email where you're thinking about whatever you're talking about. Now, keep this stuff, the context of your email, again, keep it short and sweet. If you don't want to have a high rate of unsubscribes on your email, just keep it short and sweet. Most of the time, if you're subscribed to Calvin's 90-day run email, short and sweet, call to action. Really quick, you're going to get a tip of the day you're going to get a quick message from him that's maybe stress at the most. And the call to action is the video. We want anyone that didn't watch the video to watch the video. Then you click over to it. Short and sweet. Don't write going to read it, and you're going to get unsubscribes on your email list. So again, this would just be a short and sweet section. Done with that, I would just even close. And then let's say that I wanted to add a video to this really quick. So go right here to video on this right-hand side, and you just drag and drop the content that you want in there. You would put your video URL right there, put a quick caption on that. New product, stay closed. And then when I stick that URL link in there, that video is going to pop up. The thumbnail will pop up so that when people click on it, it jumps over to that video, right? So then on the footer here, you have your social follows. It's extremely to include in all of your emails. Your Twitter, your Instagram, your shop link will be right here. And then you could change the spot of this if you wanted to. If you didn't like the spot of this, this is how easy Mailchimp is. You just drag and drop things where you want them to go. So if I wanted the social follow right at the top, I would just drag that up there. And what I would stick in the footer is the option right here. That's standard in a lot of email campaigns that you guys do get, right? So this would mean share this to Facebook, tweet this, or forward to a friend. So include that in my social links up at the top, and I have my social sharing and email forwarding at the bottom right there. Then at this, you have your legality stuff here. You don't have to put the copyright or any of that stuff in there. You could leave stuff there if you want. You could take a mailing address because your shop or you may not have a mailing address. That's fine. The only sections that you need to keep in here is the update preferences and the unsubscribe from list. These are going to propagate all of the links. So leave all of this information in there. We do save and close. So after you're done, okay, I'm happy with it. Then you do continue. Exit anyway. Now, what's cool about this, you could preview your email now. So I just clicked preview. When I did that, you're going to be able to view the desktop version of your email, the mobile version of your email. Make sure to look at this because what you're doing on your desktop editing may be different than your mobile editing, right? So if I look at it, I see things are like out of shape or whatever, then I could go back to that, right? So you see how these are off a little bit? That doesn't look too good in the email, right? So I'll go back, click edit again. And the formatting of this is very important. If people don't open ugly emails or emails that are misformatted, they just will unsubscribe from you, right? So what I'm gonna do is this. Go to style really quick, settings. Okay, we don't need Twitter. We'll just get rid of Twitter. Center. Okay, so now when I go back, exit anyway. Preview on that again, and I just lessened it to 2. Now we just have 2. I would rather have Facebook or forward to a friend. That's what I'd rather have as opposed to Twitter. So I just got rid of just 1. So now everything looks good in that. You don't have to worry about, that's again for a paid preview. You just have to worry about desktop view and then mobile view. So now we can see that, what that looks like on a phone. And we exit out of that, and you're gonna go down here. Now the other I have with Mailchimp is that you could make all of your campaigns publicly social, meaning that they'll have their own URL. After you campaign, you could just send it to people's emails, or you could also share the campaign to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's what's great about Mailchimp. You have multiple platforms that you could share to. Now, in Calvin's case, say with the 90-day run newsletter that we have, right? That's the comment only for people that have signed up, because we want people to sign up to those email newsletters. If you're doing this, if you're sharing to Facebook and to Twitter, you may see an unsubscribe rate. People won't even subscribe to your newsletter because they're saying, well, why do I have to subscribe if he's just going to post it to Facebook or Twitter, right? So it would make sense if you're just creating content, like in Calvin's case with the none, that's more of a confined area. We only want to give that to people that are serious, that are valuing, what Calvin is putting out. So we want people to sign up. But if Calvin was, on an e-commerce store and he was selling a bunch of products, it would make sense for us to share all of our campaigns, because we want those sales to get out. They're going to be public anyway, right? So the only thing you would do with that is connect your Facebook. When you click on that, it'll prompt you to do all the correct things to connect it. And the same thing with Twitter and with Instagram. All this up down here, you don't worry about. That's kind of more, I guess, tech that you really don't need to worry about, because everything else is set up and ready to go. Campaign link is right here. What this do, it took the subject of my email and it put that in. So it'll have your name here, and then it'll have the Mailchimp link there, and then you could change this. So if you don't if you don't want to use the subject email of for your link, you would just change that here. Click save. Just gonna make one. Okay. So now everything is good to go. Everything is solid, except for all this stuff. Okay. Let me fix this so I can do it. It's telling me I can't send anything because I just kept their content in there. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, let me get rid of that then. Sorry, I'm trying to do this fast, and then Mailchimp is catching me on all my slip-ups. Okay, so before you send, obviously say that you had your 900 people, right? Before you send to all of those people, it's crucial that you send a test email to yourself first. So the way that you do that is you click right there where it says send a test email first. Then you would just put the email in there that you want, Calvin's email, my email, whatever. And then you would send a test. Then you check that email, make sure it's good, the links work. After you do that test, then you're ready to send. So right here is where you'll send your actual, have this there before you do your test. Then you send now. So that email was sent to Calvin's email and then my test email as well. And it'll say that your email was sent, and then it'll show your link. So if you ever wanted to send this link to somebody that wasn't signed up and you want to get them to sign up, you could say, hey, here's the content that I'm putting out. Here's a link to what I just sent out. Make sure you sign up. That's a way to use that URL. Okay. Then we'll go back to the campaign and we can see here now that it's sent. And then right here is your analytics. After you send a campaign, you could view your reports. Make sure to do this after every send. It's crucial. Again, data is, it's everything, analytics, everything. It's showing you what's working, what are people liking. So right here's kind of the main section of your report that you would look at. Your open click rate, your bounce rate, and your unsubscribes. So it'll say total opens, there's none right now because it was from Calvin. And then it'll show you your performance. It'll show you right here also the links that I put in there, which were the links that were clicked. Social performance, if you connected your Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, it'll show you who's interacting with your campaign. And then what's nice is it'll show, hey, just opened up your email. It would tell me Calvin opened the email. And then it would say, hey, he opened it 5 times and he clicked on that, the instantly ages 6 times. So what would that tell you to do? That would prompt you to say, hey, this guy's really interested in that product. I'm going to continue to send him more product or more campaigns and news regarding instantly age, right? Unsubscribes and bounce rates. Don't let unsubscribe or bounce rates hinder you not sending your newsletters. That happens every day. Calvin, what's the, like for every 10 no's you're here or 1 maybe? You know, it's the same thing with newsletters.
Yeah, exactly. It's always just the numbers game.
With newsletter, the main thing that you have to focus on is the consistency level. So a lot of people will ask me how many times per month or how many weeks should I be sending out a newsletter or an email? It's on the content that you can deliver. Normally a good rule of thumb is 1 per week to 2 per week. That's a normal good rule of thumb. A lot of people are concerned of either people or getting a ton of unsubscribes. Look, if you're focused on creating and giving people good content that they can use, something informative, you're giving them information that they're not elsewhere, you don't have to worry about it. Consistency is everything, especially in marketing and newsletters. Just don't look at the unsubscribe rate. Look at your content that you're sending out. Are you getting high open rates? For the industry of MLM, the standard percentage of open rate out of 100, 22%. That's the standard open rate. In Mailchimp, it's going to tell you, here's what your industry is, and here's what you should be getting, right? It keeps you kind of checking of what you're doing, whether it's working or not. And you'll see all that information here. What's your success rate looking? How many open? What's the open rate looking like? Again, MLM standard rate for that industry is 22%. And that's not that hard to get if you're giving people great content. So any questions on the campaign part?
Nope. Good. Good job, bro.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So that's pretty as far as campaigns go. Really, a lot of what Mailchimp is, if you've never before, it's all trial and error. You know, when you find something new, a new program, a new social platform, it's all trial and error. Make mistakes by doing tests to yourself. Make as many mistakes, click as many buttons as you can in this thing by testing just with yourself. Once you do all that trial and error phase, then you're ready to send out to your 900 people, 1,000 people, however many contacts that you have, right?
Okay, good. So you're suggesting to just start creating them and sending them to like myself. Sydney can send it to herself and her husband just to see what it looks like. And before she starts sending them out, right? She'll learn how to do it first.
Yeah. And Mailchimp allows you to do all, you could send test emails to a specific amount of people. You could see what it looks like on reporting when they open up, when someone opens an email, when they click something in your email. It shows you all that data. Mailchimp tracks everything. How many times they've opened it, what they've clicked, what region they're from. They show everything, and that's all good data to know, right? So after you're done with sending your first campaign like this, now that I have my template, I have done of who I'm sending to, where I'm sending to, what I want it to look like, right? All you're going to do, rather than building from scratch all over again, you're going to click this drop down right here, and then you're just going to replicate that email. So never spend your time in the wrong areas. This is duplication. This is the best way to do it and to not waste your time, right? Only thing here that you would want to change is your segment. Let's say that I just want to give a message to all of my people. Then you would just say, okay, I'm going to change that from prospects to all subscribers in audience. I'm going to save that. Now look at my template's already done. I would just go to here, template's done. I would just change the message. I would just fill in where I want to fill in, change the video. This is my template. I'm done with it. So then I click continue. And then you do the same format, just send it all over again. And obviously change the subject as well, the email. Then you're good to go. Then you're spending your time on your content. That's what's most important, is content and context, right? So that's pretty much it as far as campaigns go. It's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of tutorials on Mailchimp. Kind of they're kind of against some of them. So this is really just the steps 1 through 3, A through Z, easiest way to do it. Create your templates, just replicate what you're doing, and consistency, good rhythm down. What I normally do a day where you're normally sending emails to get people used to when they can receive an email from you. For a lot of clients that I have, it's Fridays and Saturdays. That's what they like to do. On Fridays, they'll have a product video that they send, and on Saturdays, they'll just do a newsletter talking about the market, and that's consistent. They'll do that Friday and Saturday every week, and it's consistency, And when you do that, your unsubscribe rate is a lot lower. People know getting from you. They can expect, okay, I'm going to get an email from Sydney today. I'm going to get an email from Calvin today.
Yeah.
And in some ways, they're looking forward to it,
Yes.
So do something that's consistent. Don't change the days all the time. Just Friday or Saturday, whatever day you want.
Perfect.
I have a question about that. So Calvin, maybe you might be able to answer this too, but obviously sometimes in our business, things kind of get dropped on us, like a sale or a launch.
Yep. That's why I'm saying, when he's talking about consistency, it's like maybe it's your weekly newsletter. That's always going to be consistent, right? Or your weekly message, but obviously the other reasons for sending out emails or putting together a campaign is because there is a new launch and your customers are waiting for that too, or there is a new sale or an incentive for all of your merchandisers, that type of stuff. So don't worry about that stuff. That's normal. When you're sending it to your team, you can send it every day if you want. They're always open to waiting for you to give them feedback or give them information or motivate them, inspire them, Customers, right? Those people are always waiting for the sales and the launches. They're waiting for the discounts and whatever it is, the incentives, But sometimes you have an audience and you're going to be able to divvy that up with your always return customers. Those people they look forward to your weekly blog, based on fashion, the color palette of this month or whatever it is. They're waiting for those things. So I'm just saying, David was just giving some good tactical rule of thumb for everybody in every industry who sends out a weekly newsletter or, just stay consistent with whatever you're doing. But with businesses like ours, sometimes we have flash sales. Sometimes we have discounts right now. Sometimes we have new launches of products or whatever. Not necessarily in all networking companies, but I would say yours is different. And so you're going to always have sales and launches and stuff, But so don't worry about that stuff. You're putting together something. You're staying in front of your customers. You're staying in front of your merchandisers. So that's okay.
Correct. It's based on everyone's audience is different, So a standard rule of thumb, there really isn't, because you have to learn your audience. You have to learn where opening the most. Maybe once a week is good enough. Maybe once a month is good enough. You'll find that out by your unsubscribe rate. And that's why it's important after you send out a campaign to look at your reports, look at all that stuff. Sure. Oh, no one really clicked on that image that I keep putting at the footer. So I'm just it out, right? It's all trial and error, and you'll find your way. It'll take a good, I would say 2 months or so to really hone down on what your audience is, the content that they're liking and what they love to open versus what they don't, So it's all trial and error.
Okay.
Perfect. Go ahead, Sydney. So I don't know if you have any last questions at all. If you do at all, it's okay. If not, but I kind of want to just wrap up what David did. So he showed us how to set up our own Mailchimp account. He told us that there's a difference between joining with the free Mailchimp account, which works for people that have less than 2,000 subscribers, and where you can definitely create one prospect list, but you can designate tags on them to still have a workaround with a free account to send emails to the individual tags that you have on there or to all the subscribers at once. He talked about that there are paid Mailchimp accounts where you can have additional bells and whistles right? Having more subscribers. You can schedule email campaigns to be sent out at a certain date and time, right? There are different bells and whistles and advantages to having the higher paid Mailchimp accounts instead of the free account. He walked us through setting up an email campaign and sending it out to our entire list, or to sending it out to the certain tags that are on the list, or to creating individual lists so you don't have to create tags if you have a paid account. He showed us how to edit the emails, how to add a header, a footer, how to take away certain things, how to add our social media handles to that, and then also he talked to us about analytics, to pay attention to those things. What is the open rate? What is the unsubscribe rate? He talked to us about, when it comes to the analytics, like what are they clicking in our email, and also the different parts of our emails, headers and footers, and different images we put on there that we can attach certain hyperlinks to those. So when they click on the header, it goes straight to your shop, or it goes straight to your main personal website, or it goes to something, your replicated website. So I think in one video here, and one instructive training, David really showed the majority of people how to set up a Mailchimp account and how to reach their customers, how to reach their team, how to reach their their distributors or their audience, and how to separate those people and just stay in front of your people all the time. Give them value, give them content, give them information, because most of the time in business, nobody does that. We depend on, the company to do that if you're in direct sales or network marketing. But in reality, like, those are our customers. Those are our teammates. They expect to hear from us, especially if you have a customer-based business. Like, how are you staying in front of them all the time? He talked about how you can put their information, their birth date, and special information about them to where you can stay in front of them and do more than just promote your products, right? But I think if you have customers, they want to know when there are new launches. They want to hear from you. They want to know about your opinions based on styles or things that you like, because a lot of the information on what's going on in our company comes to us, but we don't forward that to our customers. We know that whenever we buy anything offline, in the shops, in the stores, and we give them our information, or whenever we buy anything online, what do we get forever after that point? We're always getting emails from them every week. They're always staying in front of us. We might unsubscribe, but most of the time we don't unsubscribe, because maybe later the timing will be right and we'll want to shop with those websites. We'll delete and delete and delete until the day we want to buy. Oh, there's Sydney again. I haven't clicked on her email in 10 weeks, but I'm in the market to buy right now. So now I'll click on her email. The fact that she was in front of me, she's going to make more money because of that. If she's not in front of me, she's out of sight, out of mind. I forget about Sydney. I might shop with somebody else that's in her company, but if she's in front of me, she gets my business all the time. So is there anything else, Sydney, any other questions you might have? Or do you think you learned a lot maybe from what he already has done?
I appreciate everything that he shared, and I cannot wait to put into action a lot of this. So yeah, thanks.
Awesome. So cool, Sydney. Okay, David. So man, we appreciate your time today, and we appreciate all of the valuable information you gave us. I'm not sure if there's any other thing you'd like to add that you might have missed. I know that you've given us enough already, but if there's anything else, if not, then I'd be happy to finish this up, and let's let a lot of people who have never used this platform before build huge businesses because of it. We appreciate you.
Yeah. The final part is what you made is people questioning whether or not worth because of the lower email open rates that we have currently, but it has gone up, and it is crucial. It's totally crucial. A lot of people ask me, what social platforms should I be using? And I always say all of them, because there's a different audience on TikTok for you than there is on Instagram. So you want to use all of them. Email, a person's inbox, is a very sequestered kind of private spot, right? If you're not in that, why wouldn't you want to be? So this is a very crucial, important thing to do. Newsletter campaigns, drip campaigns, constantly, like Calvin said, stay in their face, stay in their mind. If you're not doing it because that can get pretty loud, you could do it in their inbox. So very, very important thing to.
Yeah, David, you're at the end of this. You're just cutting out a lot right now, just with your message. So we kind of missed a lot of that. But obviously, you're talking about just the importance of Mailchimp and the importance of putting an email campaign together is just to stay in front of them. When you're emailing them, they're always having the information to your social handles. You're always in front of them, so that way you can generate a bigger business. Is there anything that I missed?
No, you're exactly correct. I apologize for the connection issue.
No worries at all. But again, we appreciate your time today. This is going to help out Sydney and a lot of people in the industry a lot. It's going to help me as well. So we
Yeah.
like to thank you. Thanks, Dave. We appreciate you. And thanks, Sydney, for jumping.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Calvin.
No problem.